Hey gamers, Captain Camper at GamersHeroes.com bringing you our video review of Chivalry Medieval Warfare. It's a recently released medieval themed FPS title available on Steam for a heavily discounted price at the minute, so if you like the review at the end of it, go over there and pick it up. As you can see from the video here, there are 4 base classes: Archer, Man-at-Arms, Vanguard and Knight, each fulfilling a different role in the battlefield. Archer's pretty self-explanatory, excels at range combat using crossbows and a bow and arrow. Man-at-Arms is kind of the all-rounder. He's one of the only ones that can perform dodges, so he's considered an elusive class. He can dodge and move around the battlefield quicker than the other classes. The Vanguard is the heavy hitter of the group. He's probably one of the strongest light classes. He can move into battle really quickly with his charge attack and does some pretty devastating damage with that long-range weapon. The Knight is the heavily armoured class, can take the most beatings out of the rest of them. Also deals out some good damage, but is very restricted in terms of movement and speed. Each class also has access to a custom loadout feature, similar to that in Call of Duty, Halo, Battlefield, all the big FPS games. You can choose which weapons you want to take into battle, which secondaries you want to take, and in some cases range weapons, for example throwing axes, throwing knives, that kind of stuff. There isn't many options when you start out, so it's kind of restrictive, but there are a few options nonetheless. That does give you a chance to check which weapons appeal to you the most and give them a shot on the battlefield. The game does look great. What you're seeing at the moment is the game on maximum settings. You'll have to excuse the FPS drops. It is a relatively new release, so it does have some teething problems in terms of the technical aspects of the game, but it does look very good. The armor models, the characters, the environment especially, all do really well to add to the immersive experience of the game. As you can probably tell from the video, all the light and the shadows, it all works very well together. There are a variety of maps ranging from very small deathmatch type arenas to bigger ones like this, to castle seats and the like, so there's a lot of variety in the maps and players. There is also a customized helmet option, although I wasn't able to use that. I'm not sure when that comes into play, if it's not fully implemented yet, so I'll have to update you guys on that when possible. I did kind of go in the game blind. The tutorial didn't work for me, it bugged out very quickly, so I wasn't able to learn the various mechanics of the game, and it is one of the game's most defining points, is the mechanics behind the melee combat. Each of the melee weapons in the game, from the halberds to the swords to pretty much everything else, they all have different swing types, such as a stabbing attack, a hacking attack, various attacks like that, each of which attack your enemy in different locations of their body, so headshots, body shots, limb shots, etc. The hit body is all there. Wherever you hit the enemy, it has an effect on them, depending on what kind of armor they're wearing. So for example, if you go up against a knight that's got heavy armor around his head, your headshots will not do as much damage as to those compared to the lightly armored characters. So there are different ways of attacking, different ways of approaching each combat situation, which does add a lot of depth to the game. Although it's pretty much a system-based game, you load up, you run around, you die, you respawn, the mechanics do give it a lot of depth that you won't find in your regular FPS game. It's a game you can pick up and play, but if you want to be any good at it, it's going to require some research, a lot of trial and error, but it's definitely room for hardcore players to come in and dominate if they're able to keep up with all the mechanics and the thinking on the fly, which is what you have to do. You're getting attacked by 4 or 5 people. You need to find out which one you're able to take down quicker with which kind of attack and launch that attack, all the while trying to stay alive. Survival mechanics do involve blocking and kicking. Kicking obviously can't be blocked, and it puts your enemy off balance, so you can launch up with follow-up attacks. Blocking isn't a permanent thing. You can't just hold your block up. It does drain your stamina, so you have to time it based on your enemy's attacks, which gives you and your enemy a chance to look at where their feet are laying, look at where their sword's going to go, so you've got to time your blocks properly. You can also do some dummy attacks, which are quite cool, sort of like just pretend to go for a big hitter and then run off, let them waste their block and then come and hit them up with a follow attack. There's an awful lot of ways you can approach each fight, and it's definitely one of the game's most defining aspects. One of the aspects about the combat I didn't enjoy was the range combat. I would usually choose range over melee if I get the opportunity, but in this game I probably wouldn't. It looks nice, it works, it's responsive, it's just there's no visual representation exactly what's happening. You don't know if you've hit the guy unless you kill him and it comes up in the kill counters. You don't know if you're near him. Obviously there's a bit of bullet trail, as you can see in the very small, but you just don't know where it's going. You don't know how much bullet drops involved. There is no on-screen hit recognition, anything like that at all, and I felt blind for most of it. I know I got 2 or 3 hits because I killed 2 or 3 people, but outside of those kills I wasn't sure if I managed to hit anyone whatsoever. Someone with a bit more attention to detail, or someone a bit more fluid in these types of games, might find it a bit easier. But as a new player, I didn't really know what was going on with it. I felt pretty much useless. I probably done as much damage to my team as I did the enemy team, and you are very squishy. You go down very quickly, as you are about to see here. Although the game does boast quite an exciting selection of game modes, I wasn't really able to find Team Deathmatch and Free-for-All. There are supposed to be castle siege modes. Again, I'm not sure if they're implemented yet because I checked all the servers I could find and pretty much all of them had FFA or TDM in the title. The ones that didn't, there are King of the Hill mechanics, as you've probably seen in the video at some point. Similar to King of the Hill mode, you occupy the hill for a certain period of time, your team gets points, most points wins kind of thing. Personally, I did find joining the quieter servers, sort of 10 to 15 players, a bit more enjoyable. There was a lot more one-on-one fights, a lot more small skirmishes. I found quite a lot on the popular servers. It was pretty much fight until you got attacked from behind. There's nothing you can do, you know, it's like you can hear them coming, but when you've got 10, 11 knights running around you in metal armor trying to differentiate which one's about to stab you and which one isn't, it's quite difficult when you can't actually see them. So I would like to see a bit more varied game modes. I would like to see the siege game mode. If someone knows about it, please let me know and I'll gladly dive into that and write a review on it. I couldn't get into it in this video review, unfortunately. I did look for a long time, couldn't find it. The team deathmatch, again, pretty normal. Free for all, pretty normal. But if you're a player that sort of prefers a bit more of a tactical approach to combat than just mindless gank fests, be sure to check out the sort of the lower populated servers on the free for all or the team deathmatch options. One aspect of the game I really did enjoy during my review is the gore. There is no shortage of gore in the game, as you've probably seen throughout the video. You can chop off arms, legs, heads, all sorts of bits and pieces and just leave them lying around on the floor as you trample your opponents. I put a little montage in here of some of the more dirtier moments I've seen so you can enjoy those with me there. Overall, I think Chivalry Medieval Warfare has definitely got a place in my collection. It is a good game, does have a lot of issues. We've laid it out using the same review system we use on the website here. Presentation is easy to navigate. There is a good tutorial, though it is buggy, but I've been told and I've seen videos of this full tutorial that it is quite informative and does help players, so it's good there. The art direction, into the graphics, they're great. The character models, the environments, the weapons all look really good. The soundtrack and sound effects I personally think is the best feature of the game by miles. The swords, the blood, you know, when you hear someone on the floor gurgling on their own blood, it's definitely unique. Really enjoyed it. It's one of the things I keep playing for was the sound and sound effects, so really good job with that. Despite the in-depth combat, it does feel a bit same old, you know, it's spawn, die, you know, yeah, if you get 4 or 5 kills in between it makes it more enjoyable, but the concept has been done many times before. Obviously with online multiplayer the replay value does go through the roof. There is plenty of ways to play it over and over again, so here at Gamers Heroes would give it quite a healthy 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up and press that big subscribe button. We do appreciate all of our subscribers. We just hit 1 million views on YouTube, so thank you very much for that. If you want to hear more from us or see more of our reviews, you can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/gheroes. You can throw us a message on Twitter at Gamers Heroes, and you can visit the site at gamersheroes.com.